home opener as the Lynchburg Ethan Maratz take one on their home floor in a rematch of a tightly contested battle from a year ago, Ethan.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. Like you mentioned, Joe, the home opener is always a special day here in the Hill City. You go look at last year, 63-66 against Pfeiffer, where Lynchburg couldn't end up coming up with the win, but they're going to try and change things around. You look at the starting schedule for the Hornets, they're 1-1, but they also have another loss to Queens, a Division I matchup where they kept it close the majority of the way, where you only lose by 11 points. That's a really great game played by the Hornets, and we expect just as good as one tonight.
That was a great start for Lynchburg. They actually led at half in that exhibition, but it felt like they were running on E in the Hood College tournament. They played a great 20 minutes in the first half against Catholic, went to the locker room up by 2, eventually lost that game by 19 points to the Cardinals. Then a little bit of a sloppy game the next day against Notre Dame, but Maryland still came out with a 10-point victory. Meanwhile, the Pfeiffer Falcons coming in 2-1. Their sole blemish on their resume against ranked Maryville. The Scots with an 84-72 victory. And you look at what these teams have done on paper to start off the season, you can see why Pfeiffer was a tournament team a year ago.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic team, and I think a lot of what goes into that is how old this team is. There is a lot of talent and a lot of veteranship on this squad, and I mean, you go look at the roster, and they've got only just a couple of sophomores, so this is a big year for the Pfeiffer Falcons, to where you almost got to feel like they have to win, or they're going to do whatever they can to come up with a trophy towards the end of the season.
A veteran group indeed, and it's led by the senior forward Doug Smith, a two-time USA South All-Defensive player, was a first-team All-Conference selection a year ago, and he's coming off an immaculate performance against JWU Charlotte, where he scored 26 points, tallied 15 rebounds, and an extraordinarily efficient outing for him as well, shooting 9 of 10 from the floor and 8 of 9 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, a great double-double for Doug Smith, and obviously being 6'8" on the stats column, you're going to be able to play a lot of defense. The 15 rebounds is great, but being able to produce that much offense is just stellar for the Falcons.
All eyes are going to be on the front court on both sides. For the Lynchburg Hornets, it's second-year forward Jamarcus Brown, the 6'6" sophomore out of Danville, Virginia, offers plenty of highlight reel finishes here inside Turner Gymnasium. One of the elite jumpers in the country, both inside and outside. If you're looking at track and field, the All-American high jumper. He plays bigger than 6'6", and he's certainly someone that's going to have his hands full tonight playing against Doug Smith.
Jamarcus Brown is, all in all, what we like to call a freak athlete. I mean, this is one of the most athletic kids I've ever met. I've never been able to see anybody with my own eyes that can jump that high. And like you said, All-American high jumper, and he's great on the basketball court. We've seen some highlight reel dunks in his days as a freshman, and we expect nothing less than amazement from Jamarcus Brown this season, too.
A whole lot of inactives tonight also just to keep an eye on. For the Falcons, it's the junior guard Sonny Rice. And for the Lynchburg Hornets, it's a whole host. Tobias Lavacay sideline. You've got Van Nellison that's out as well, Caden Hammond, and Michael Gray. 4 real key pieces for Lynchburg, especially in that front court. You're missing 3 forwards out of that group, along with your all-conference selection from a year ago with Mike Gray.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You're going to deal with injuries throughout the season. I think if you look on the bright side, you're glad that these smaller, minor injuries are happening at the beginning of the season rather than the last couple, because at this point, you're trying to figure out, if you're Coach Hillary Scott, you're trying to figure out who is going to step up, who's going to be that guy at the beginning of the season that's going to make that impact to convince me to play you also later on in the season. So it is tough having all these injuries, but you got to be able to look at the bright side, and I think that's exactly what Coach Hillary Scott's going to do.
A very talented contest coming up here on FloSports. Lynchburg, Pfeiffer, starting lineups when we come back on FloSports. nonprofit court in Tennessee at the Pfeiffer University on the Lynchburg Hornets in their home opener. Let's start off by walking you through tonight's starting lineups for both squads. For the Pfeiffer Falcons, it'll be Sean Sukarichi, Justin Gayden, Drake Stewart, Dijon Sidney, and Doug Smith. For the Lynchburg Hornets, a little bit of a change-up in today's starting lineup. It's Jamarcus Brown, John Henderson, and Jason Easton in the front court, with Pearson Young and Derek Ross Jr. holding down the backcourt. No Jake Hart tonight, no Mike Gray tonight in that backcourt for Lynchburg. Should be interesting to see what these two new guys can do. Obviously, Pearson has been well involved in the system for the last 4 years, but Derek Ross Jr. has really raised some eyebrows through his first two games.
Yeah, and again, injuries are going to happen throughout the season. It's long. It's a grind. Show
brothers in the Lynchburg lineup. The young freshman averaging 2.5 points per game, but it's the 5 assists and 1 steal per contest that's really shined.
Yeah, obviously you want offense from your players, but to be able to dish out passes, and that's what Coach Hillary Scott has been talking about before the season when we had the presser with him, is that we're not only just a team that is a shoot-first mentality. A lot of the players in the backcourt, they're going to try and dish it off to somebody. They want other people to score. Obviously, the points will come when you're open, but their main goal is to find other players that can shoot the ball, give them a better opportunity, find some dimes across the court.
And we saw the stats pregame for the Pfeiffer Falcons, averaging over 80 points per game. A big reason is that two-man tandem of Doug Smith and Sean Sukarichi. Those two averaging 19.7 and 16.3 respectively. Those two were really expecting to light it up today.
Yeah, absolutely. This team has so much height. If you look at the roster, I mean, Doug Smith, he's at 6'8", 6'3" for Sukarichi. There's so much depth also in this squad where this is going to be, you got to think this is going to be a big defensive matchup for both these squads.
The Falcons win the opening tip-off here in Turner Gymnasium to kick off the home slate for the Lynchburg Hornets. Pfeiffer already trying to get inside. It's Doug Smith being guarded by Jamarcus Brown. Sukarichi now tries to take it down. Swung around the horn, a corner three from the Falcons. Rolls off the iron, corralled by JJ. DJ facing some pressure applied by Stewart. Looks like Stewart trying to force him to his left. The freshman will take it that way off the screen. Henderson at the top of the key, driving left, goes up strong with the left hand, can't get it to go, and Brown is right there with a two-handed finish.
And you're going to be seeing that a lot, not only this game, but this season, where Jamarcus, he's going to be looking for a lot of putback opportunities with that vertical he's got.
Sukarichi, a floater from the right block, no good, and it's the Hornets' leading rebounder this season, Pearson Young, with the board. Jamarcus from the angle, book it! Jamarcus Brown from downtown, all 5 of Lynchburg's points early.
And he can do it all. He can jump high. He can put back some dunks and shoot that 3-ball from behind the arc.
Smith kicks out. Sukarichi over for Stewart. 10 on the shot clock. Outside Sukarichi, a pump fake, dribble drive. Dropping down low for Smith, gets tangled up with Jamarcus Brown, and the sophomore records a steal. Inside pass, there you see the crafty playmaking from DJ now as Pearson Young says, let's settle down a little bit, young blood, as he tried to thread the needle.
I love it. I love the aggressiveness for DJ. He wants to make a play. Again, we spoke about it a little bit before the game had just started, where a lot of this backcourt, they want other people to score. They're going to do whatever they can to find that open pass.
Sukarichi from way downtown, off the mark. Jason Easton Gives it up to DJ. Quickly across the timeline. Back out Jamarcus, looking to go underneath for the mismatch. Nothing's there. The three-point shooter, Easton, retreats. DJ will reset. Pick and pop, now wants to go down low, and a poke away from Drake Stewart. He's out and running. Goes up strong. Jamarcus Brown with authority. Pfeiffer maintains. Now they'll try it from deep, and it's DeJon Sidney cashing in from three.
And what a block from Jamarcus Brown, but what a response from DeJon Sidney.
And there's another early turnover from Lynchburg. Full court pressure applied by Drake Stewart, last touched by the freshman DJ. And now Pfeiffer maintains possession underneath Lynchburg's hoop. Smith, double team comes. Kick outside. Driven down low, a tie-up and a jump ball. Lynchburg takes possession right back.
And that's a beautiful way to respond. Like you said, early turnover for Lynchburg, but great defense from Pearson Young and Henderson. It's a great all-around play.
5-3 Falcons down to Lynchburg. Jamarcus Brown with all 5 Hornet points thus far. Zucarici now with the matchup, switching with Stewart. Wants to go on Smith. Underneath, JJ with a nice turnstile on the drop step, off the glass and in. Stewart wants to go on the baseline, reverses the floor. Smith almost had his pocket picked, strong hands, and the kick out for 3 off the iron. Pearson Young saves it in bounds. DJ across midcourt. Brown calling for it down low. Gets the feed and gets the flush.
We've been seeing an aggressive start to this game. Both teams playing super fast. DJ just sprinting across the court, trying to make something happen.
Backdoor cut. Zucarici goes up strong, faces contact, and a whistle on Lynchburg. The senior guard will get 2 shots. What's really impressed me thus far, Ski, is we're just over 4 minutes into this broadcast, and Doug Smith has really been held quiet due to phenomenal defense, not only coming from Jamarcus, but really as a tandem. We're seeing a whole lot of double teams on the low block.
Yeah, I think we're seeing really great rotations in the paint while Pfeiffer is in their offensive territory. And like you said, Jamarcus Brown, he's just taken, we're only 3 games into the season, but he's taken such a large leap in production this year, and we expect to see it all season.
1 for 1 at the charity stripe. Deficit cut back down to 5. DJ takes a high screen and gets his switch on to the big fella. Jamarcus, open lane, wants to take it himself. No good. Great contest from the Falcons. JJ right there for the offensive board. A 15-footer from Pearson Young is true. Pfeiffer the other way. Going to their all-conference player in Smith. What a great finish through the contest of Brown.
And that's what you're going to get from the veteranship of Doug Smith. I mean, it's just a great player where, like you said, he had a little bit of a slow start, but he's a player where he knows where he's at. He knows his role, whether he's slow to start a game or he's quick to start a game. He's going to find a way to produce.
JJ, backdoor cut, Jason Eason. The pass was behind, and a takeaway from Zach Sloan. Doug Smith with the hammer. Climbs the ladder and sends it through.
Highlight reel play, you gotta love to see that. Just tip your cap and game recognized game.
DJ lost the handle, last touch by Pfeiffer. And we'll have our first media timeout. No media timeouts in the ONAC this season. 16-12, 8-4 the rest of the way as you get a chance to see that Doug Smith highlight reel once more. Plenty more highlights coming your way on FloSports. And we welcome you back. To 8 through the first 5 minutes. Jamarcus Powell leading all scorers with 7 points. Doug Smith leading the Falcons, scoring their last 4. DJ will inbound from underneath the Lynchburg basket. Sent back by Smith, sticks with it, hits the board.
Grind play from Jason Easton. He went up, got blocked, right back into his hands, and just keep going at it.
Stewart back up to Smith at the top of the key, guarded by Brown. Sukarichi kicks over near side wing. Good ball movement from the Falcons. Got tangled up with Eli Thomas. Last touched out of bounds by DJ. Pfeiffer maintains possession with 13 ticks on the shot clock. Couple of substitutions coming in for each side. We just saw Eli Thomas check in for the Hornets during that break. He's wearing 13 tonight, not the typical 0. Apparently the gray 0 did not arrive on time in the mail.
And Eli Thomas, he's a guy, he's not going to care. He doesn't care what numbers on his jersey. He's going to give you 100% of the time. He's one of LHSN's finest. I mean, he works hard on and off the court.
You know, unlike FedEx with his jersey, Eli Thomas, a guy that is known to deliver. Here's a jump shot on the end line. 14 feet up and through for the Falcons. A nice jumper right there from Zach Sloan, the senior forward out of Bunn, North Carolina. Jake Hart into the contest for the first time tonight. Step back jumper, Pearson Young on the money. Pearson Young with string music to make it 15-10, Lynchburg out in front.
I mean, he just makes it look so automatic at the mid-range, and that's something that he loves to take shots there.
Sidney, top of the arc. Has his pocket picked. It's Jake Hart getting in the cookie jar and earning the jump ball. Pfeiffer maintains possession with 12 on the shot clock. We've already had one jump ball tonight after Pfeiffer won the opening tip. Tyler Buggs into the game for Lynchburg. Jamarcus Brown will take his seat. DeJean Sidney to the sideline as well. It'll be Mikhail Oliphant, a 6'7" senior forward. Inbound to Robinson, guarded by Hart, one of the elite defenders in the ODAC. Josh Johnson plays it down low. Near side wing as shot clock expires. Didn't get that one off in time. And the masked menace, Eli Thomas, with a defensive energy.
He is fired up, and you got to love it if you're a Lynchburg fan. He's the type of guy where the word for it is he's a locker room guy. He works 100% of the time on the court, but off the court, he's a great guy, loves firing up the team.
Pearson Young with the handle. In the corner, Jake Hart drives baseline, reverse layup. Draws the foul, couldn't get the bucket to go, but will earn a pair at the charity stripe.
Really great rotation from Lynchburg on offense and defense. Like we mentioned earlier, they've been doing a great job being able to negate really a good majority of the offense from Pfeiffer. But on the offensive end, they look like they're playing with a fire in their bellies, and there's so much confidence in this team.
And with that, the freshman Ty Sanders enters the contest in the place of Pearson Young. Ty Sanders, a freshman guard out of Iron Station, North Carolina. One of 7 Lynchburg Hornets from the great state of North Carolina. This Pfeiffer squad with 9 guys from North Carolina. A whole lot of Tar Heels in action tonight. Josh Robinson into the corner. Basket's good. Takoto puts it up and through. Deficit cut to 4. Nice deflection on the inbound from Jeffries. Whole lot of full court pressure to begin this contest coming from the Falcons. And that gold and black looks a whole lot like Shaka's Smart Squad from VCU back in the early 2010s.
Well, this is a Pfeiffer team where, typically the saying is you have an aggressive standpoint on offense, but their defense, they are just wrapping up this Lynchburg team. They're doing everything they can to put as much pressure on. Like you said, that full court press is so fundamentally sound.
Lynchburg's backcourt has been covered like a blanket all day long. And thus far, they've done a good job of limiting turnovers. 3 for the Hornets and 2 for Pfeiffer thus far. Tyler Buggs, top of the arc. To his right, underneath for Eli Thomas with a mismatch. Goes up strong, can't get it to go. The follow, no good. Rebound corralled by Tokyo. Now in the corner, it's Johnson. Plays underneath, Alphonse. Tangled up, and the third jump ball today. Lynchburg with the possession arrow pointed in their direction. .12:18 to go in the first half. Hornets leading by 4. Jake Hart came off the bench in tonight's contest, led this Lynchburg team in minutes a season ago. Buggs hollering for it down low. Lost possession. Tried to go to the drop step and just couldn't squeeze it tight. Top of the arc, it's Robinson. Rejects the screen, kicks in the corner. It's Johnson from downtown.
They have done so well with the 3-ball. Pfeiffer only 1 point behind now.
Back cut, Eli Thomas. Can't kick it off the glass for 2. Gets his own rebound, goes right back up and draws contact.
We've seen a lot of second chance opportunities for Lynchburg, and again, it's that aggressive mindset where no matter if you miss that first shot, they're going to do everything they can. They love playing that physical type of ball game underneath the net.
That takes us to our 12-minute media timeout. We'll step aside momentarily. Eli Thomas, 2 shots at the stripe when we come back from break.
Pfeiffer squad that has a ton of height, and Lynchburg up 9-2 like you mentioned on rebounds, and that's going to be huge later on in the ballgame. But Pfeiffer, they may only have 2 rebounds, but they're only down by 1, and now 2.
A big key for Lynchburg this season, which was the whole highlight last year, was the free throw line. Lynchburg's free throw percentage a year ago in the basement of the ODAC this season hasn't been especially strong either, just a tick over 60%. Thus far today, they're 3 for 3. Eli Thomas with the 4th attempt for the Hornets and rattles in and out. Gayton, make you 4 for 7. And for the first time today, the Falcons control the scoreboard, up 19-18. Buggs trying to take the lead right back, goes up and in. Pretty 2 points from the big fella Buggs. Gayton, that's a travel. Never had his gather.
Going back to the play with Tyler Buggs, he's another player we expect to make a big jump in production. He is probably the most physical player on this Lynchburg team, where he doesn't care if he draws contact going up to the rim. He's gonna do whatever he can to get those 2 points and a foul on occasion.
He's someone that over the course of the offseason spent a whole lot of time taking care of his body. He's in the best shape we've seen here at Lynchburg. That's a lot of words of encouragement to the Lynchburg Strength and Conditioning Program. Ed Smith, the leader in charge in that realm, as Buggs goes 2 for 2 on back-to-back trips down the floor. Short floater, can't find anything. Eli Thomas, Mr. Windex, comes out of the pack with the glass. Double team on Jake Hart, kick back out to the freshman. Now Hart gives it right back down low. And a little bit of a miscommunication or lost the handle from Ty Sanders right there, looking outside for Pearson Young. Now he has a conversation with his fellow backcourt member Jake Hart down the floor. Junior transfer Jesse Mitchell comes into the contest for Lynchburg. 6'4" junior guard out of New Hill, North Carolina, just transferred from Central Carolina, a junior college. Midway point in the first half. Long ball from Johnson off the back iron. Jamarcus Brown reels in the rebound. Brown wants to go. He'll take it himself across the timeline to his left, spinning back to his right. Oh my goodness, count it, and the foul. Jamarcus Brown doing it all.
The athleticism on display. This kid is unbelievable, and he's just a sophomore, Joe. We were mentioning the production that he's doing this year. It's going to be better than last year. He's only getting better. He's a freak athlete. He is going to be a freak of nature going on his next couple seasons.
And when you can be a bull in a china shop and a ballerina at the same time, it feels like you got that perfect mix between physicality and finesse. Brown, the free throw attempt on the and one opportunity is up and off the back iron. Lynchburg 3 of 5 thus far from the stripe, right on their season average. Kick out, baseline drive from Stewart. Hart cuts him off, and the Falcons will try it once more from up top. Sukarichi didn't watch it all the way through. 7 ticks on the shot clock. Driving to the left, pocket picked by Jake Hart. The Hornets out and running. Jamarcus Brown lost the handle, tangled up on the floor. Who wants it more? Drake Stewart, voila! Smith with the finish. One-handed left hand. Banks it home for the deuce. 24-21, Pfeiffer trails.
Well, that's where that full court press comes in handy. You got an athlete like Jamarcus Brown where he showed a little bit of panic going forward and just lost the ball.
All really set up by Jake Hart, picking up his dribble behind half court. Pearson Young stops on a dime, pulls the trigger off the front of the rim. Falcons the other way. Gayton dishes for Stewart. Back over for Sidney. Pearson Young brings it in. Contact drawn. Jesse Mitchell earns the foul. That is a 6th team foul on Pfeiffer today. Lynchburg has only recorded 1 personal foul thus far. They've done a great job of getting out of foul trouble. That was something that played a really big factor in that Catholic game where you had 4 Hornets with 4 or more fouls. Jamarcus Brown was in foul trouble that entire contest. And when you get in foul trouble like that, it really disrupts just the overall rhythm and rotation for a coach.
Yeah, it forces players to go at the ball game a little more conservatively, where they don't want to make that last foul and get kicked out of the game for the rest of the minutes. So again, it forced them to play a little conservatively. If you're the other team, you go right after those players, especially when you have somebody like Jamarcus Brown being one of those players in foul trouble. If I'm a head coach, I'm telling them to go right at that player, try and force them to get that last foul, take them out of the game completely.
And I beg your pardon, that was the 5th team foul on Pfeiffer, so 1 more until the next 4 1-1.
And right on cue, Lynchburg gets their second team foul of the contest. 21 on the shot clock. Pfeiffer will inbound underneath the hoop. Pfeiffer has made just one of their last 4 field goal attempts, looking to end a little bit of a drought right here on this possession. Go back to the well. Draws the contact on Jamarcus Brown. Now he'll head to the line. An extraordinarily efficient free throw shooter, especially for his size.
When you think of Doug Smith, 6'8" at 3, you think of players like Shaquille O'Neal, who have really struggled to shoot the free throw, but now he's lights out at the line.
Just the first personal foul on Jamarcus Brown. Doug Smith, nothing but nylon. Smith this season shooting 85% from the free throw line. And that'll just continue to rise. 25-23, DJ wants to go. Now we'll slow it up. Calls for a high screen from Brown. Dribble drive to his left. Great defensive sequence right there from the Falcons. Good communication on this side of the floor. Palmore outside DJ. Now Palmore will orchestrate the offense. Palmore with 3, with 2, with 1. The heave, no good. Long toss downfield. Go to the big, climbing the ladder. Doug Smith with a two-handed flush. We're back knotted at 25.
Just locked down defense from the Falcons. No open lanes, no open passes, and then a beautiful slam from Doug Smith.
And you say downfield because you got the Falcons looking like you got a quarterback at the helm with a toss from Sloan. Pearson Young drops it down low for Jamarcus. He had a heel on the baseline. Another turnover for Lynchburg. That's their 7th of the opening half. We'll step aside, 8-minute timeout. In the open, Doug Smith, Jamarcus Brown, both big fellas lead their scoring fairly efficient. 9 from the field down.
Yeah, we mentioned he was having a little bit of a slow start to the ballgame, but he's done quite well just getting back into the rhythm and securing 10 points for this team.
Sloan drops it off for Smith. Double team comes. Kick out wide. Stewart rises from deep. Stewart gives the Pfeiffer Falcons their first lead of the day. 28-25. DJ looking for Mitchell. Drives to his right. The finger roll finish, no good. Stewart. Zucarici right back to him. Underneath, Doug Smith. Up and in. The big fella on takeover mode. Pearson Young with a quick answer.
And that's what this Lynchburg team needed. They had gone on a little bit of a drought, and a veteran in Pearson Young just getting a couple points on the board.
Zucarici, count it, and the foul. Yeah, Lynchburg was scoreless for the last 2 minutes up until that right-handed finish from Pearson Young, but Sukarichi taking care of business, going right back at Pearson Young. Through contact, Pfeiffer with their largest lead of the day and a chance to extend it up by 5. Palmore heads to the sideline. Easton returns to the affair. Left the free throw short. Stewart has been forcing DJ to his left all game, and it has really seemed to cause problems for the freshman. They just want to send him to the baseline. They do not want him operating through the middle. Pearson Young, drop off. Jesse Mitchell, short jumper off the front of the rim. Sloan, outside. Sukarichi, extra pass. Stewart left wide open in the corner. And Hillary Scott is livid. Timeout, Lynchburg. 5:30 to go in the first half. We'll keep it here. Pfeiffer starting to pull it together. This is the team that we expected to see coming into this one.
Yeah, when you have as much talent that you have and a lot of height, we really expected them to get hot, and the main focus for them has just been to stay hot. I mean, they've gone on a crazy run the last 5 minutes, and they are really starting to separate themselves from Lynchburg.
Over the last 4.5 minutes, they're on a 16-3 run. They've made 6 of their last 7 shots from the field and 5 of their last 6 threes.
Unbelievable numbers, and they're going to do whatever they can to keep it up. Obviously, I think a good timeout for Coach Scott, try and slow things down a little bit, start to go over some defensive plans. But if you're Pfeiffer, you're going to shut everything down, put your foot on the gas pedal, and just try and separate yourself even more.
I mean, right now, this Pfeiffer team is well on their way to hit the century mark. It's an offense that is roaring right now, shooting 60% from deep and 62% from the field. Lynchburg's had an efficient day as well, 55% from the field, just 1 of 3, though, from downtown. Not a whole lot of pressure being applied from Lynchburg beyond the arc. And you have to wonder how much of a factor does not having Mike Gray play into that, as Pearson Young rattles one off the back of the rim. Jamarcus Brown, offensive rebound, and the bucket, up to 11 points tonight for the sophomore forward.
Another offensive board for Lynchburg. That makes 5 compared to the Pfeiffer 1.
Step back jumper from Sloan, no good. The point guard DJ with the board. Crossover to his left, backdoor cut. Pearson Young kicks outside. Jamarcus Brown rises from 19 off the back of the iron. Felt like Lynchburg had a couple of chances right in the restricted area, but just couldn't get it to go as Stewart can't connect on the three-point attempt. Young looking down low for JJ. Miscommunication between those two. You can really start to feel a sense of frustration with this Lynchburg team as they've already racked up 8 turnovers.
Yeah, frustration will start to set in. It has started to set in. We see some words with Pearson Young, but you just got to be able to block it out. Obviously, you're not going to be on the same page as your teammates on the court the entire time.
A whistle away from the ball. No foul was awarded. I'm unsure of what the stoppage is. Nevertheless, we'll continue play. 4:26 to go in the first half. 26 on the shot clock here for the Falcons. Doug Smith harassed by Brown, backing him down low. Help comes from Pearson Young, and Doug Smith misses his first shot of the afternoon. Great team defense right there from Lynchburg. Now Jake Hart the other way. Trying to thread the needle, couldn't put it inside the shoebox, and here come the Falcons up top looking for the slam. Not how they drew it up, but 2 points counts the same. Lynchburg on the counterattack. Jamarcus Brown, what a finish.
Yeah, great response from Lynchburg. You get your little fast break of your own, and none other than Jamarcus Brown, I mean, he's been fantastic underneath the net on the fast break opportunities.
Kept the jam in the pantry, brought out the jelly. On the other end, it's the Falcons with 2 points of their own. 8-point lead for Pfeiffer. Their offense has been explosive, to say the least, here in the first half. Pearson Young over for Jamarcus. Underneath, J. JJ working on Smith. Goes up through contact. 22 with 2.
J.J. Henderson, the minutes that he's gotten, he's been outstanding. Great physicality underneath the rim, and they've been looking for him a lot on that offensive end.
He's going to get a whole lot of action tonight. Jason Easton caught sleeping on the rotation. Zach Sloan buries a triple, and Pfeiffer now leading by 9. Just when you feel like Lynchburg's crawling their way back into it, it's the defense. Pfeiffer just finding a way to exploit Lynchburg. JJ with a turnover, couldn't handle the pass. Out in front, what a pass! Kept alive. Suki down low. Zucarici, Euro step, pass to the corner. He'll try it once more. This time Sloan can't connect. 30 to 43, 42. Lynchburg will slow the tempo. Jake Hort at the logo. Pearson Young, back door. Jamarcus Brown, that's about the easiest pair of points you'll find.
I mean, with that vertical, he's pretty much just placing it in, and it's unbelievable how athletic this kid is.
Timeout taken by the Falcons. We'll see a couple of substitutions coming in for each side. You saw Eli Thomas at the scores table. He's someone that can oftentimes inject a little bit of energy into a team.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, he's that locker room guy where he can produce on the court, but he's just as important off, where whether he's on the bench or in the locker room pregame, he's going to fire your team up. Like you said, he can inject some energy into this squad, and players like that are just as important as the ones like your top scorers.
The three ball has really been the difference maker today. Pfeiffer with 16 makes from the field, Lynchburg with 15. 3 makes from the line for Pfeiffer, 4 for Lynchburg, but it's 7 threes to 1 that has really been the outlier. And right now, if you're a Pfeiffer team, you live by the 3, die by the 3. Right now, that heartbeat is looking real good.
Yeah, I mean, when you're hot, you're hot, and when you're shooting 7 from the behind the arc in one half, those are outstanding numbers. But the defensive transitions, that's really what is carrying this Pfeiffer team to how well that they're doing. I mean, the defense towards Lynchburg has been absolutely outstanding, and we mentioned how aggressive this Lynchburg team was this contest, but really Pfeiffer has stepped it up, and they're not giving any breathing room for the Hornets.
Jamarcus Brown has really kept Lynchburg in this contest, 15 points on the floor. Pfeiffer with possession, 24 on the shot clock, under 2 minutes to go in the opening half. Oliphant with the inbound, gives it up to Clay Robinson, one of 2 grad students for this Pfeiffer Falcon team. Ten on the shot clock. Robinson's got to go at 5, at 4. Step through, floater, up and in. Banks it home for the deuce. 90 seconds to play.
Possession for the Pfeiffer Falcons. You're just wasting as much time as you can. You still come out with 2 points.
Derek Ross in the game for the first time today. Older brother of DJ. Jamarcus, step back. Can't get the shooter's touch. Pfeiffer with a chance to extend the first time tonight. Almost a backcourt violation. Jason. Foul called on Eli Thomas. The Hornets with 3 to give. That'll be Eli's first one of the day. Zucarici back in for Pfeiffer. Oliphant back to the sideline. A little bit of a smaller lineup now for Pfeiffer with 50 seconds to go. Zucarici taking on Easton. Put him on skates. Pfeiffer leading by double digits for the first time today. Their hot streak came at the right time. 5 of their last 6 field goals have been good. Derek Ross corkscrewing his way inside for the deuce. Shot clock turned off. Zucarici guarded by Easton. With 3, with 2, with 1. Looked like Jamarcus Brown got a piece of that one. That will be another block for the Hornets. That's Jamarcus' second one today. Pfeiffer by 9. It's a Lynchburg team that started really hot, but the Falcons just swarmed on them in the final 10 minutes of action.
And a lot of turnovers for the Hornets in this Pfeiffer squad with how old they are. They got a lot of take advantage of those opportunities. They're going to be smart with it. But the Pfeiffer team who's doing a great job against an aggressive Lynchburg squad.
Brown leads all scorers as we have intermission. Brown, 15 points as Lynchburg trails by 9.
26 campaign. Dominating on the physical Pfeiffer team, but the Falcons right now dominating from beyond the arc.
Yeah, the three-point shooting really has been the difference maker in this ball game for both these teams. 7 from behind the arc for the Falcons, only 1 for Lynchburg, and I think a lot of that has to do with the defensive assignments. There have been players on Lynchburg kind of caught lacking, kind of caught spectating on the defensive end, and it's caused wide open shots to fall in front of the Falcons, and that really has been what has won the Falcons that first half.
And there you get a look at the halftime stats. I don't think those are right. Nevertheless, Lynchburg had 46-37. Pfeiffer from deep, while Lynchburg is shooting 57% from beyond. The Hornets, as you mentioned, 1 of 4 from deep, while Pfeiffer's 7 of 13. But Lynchburg winning.
Trying to add on a foul on top of that.
The next Pearson Young. And the finger roll finish with the right hand.
That's how you want to come out of a half. You want to come out firing. DJ Ross. Play.
Falcons and the Pfeiffer Falcons are cashing in from deep with no regard for human life. 8 made threes on 14 attempts. What a day it's been from the perimeter.
And that's rough for Lynchburg because you get those first 2 points. And now foul being called in favor of the Hornets, but you get those first 2 points from the DJ Ross layup, and then the Falcons just come back with a 3 and make it an upside play for them.
10-point ball game. Lynchburg looking to chip away. As you mentioned, it's going to be tough if Pfeiffer just continues to rattle home threes at this pace. DJ underneath for JJ. The big fella backing down, gets blocked from behind. Doug Smith got a piece of that one. Sukarichi, the Euro step finish. 12-point lead for the Falcons, their largest of the day.
And the transition from defense to offense really has been in favor of the Pfeiffer Falcons. They've been doing an outstanding job just going down the court, finding the correct passes.
Jamarcus Brown, dribble handoff, Jason Easton. His first 3-point attempt from the day. Cashes a check from downtown. Doug Smith going right into the chest of Jamarcus Brown. And the young sophomore defends it brilliantly. Loose ball, Jason Easton comes up with it. DJ with a nice spin to get out of trouble. Lynchburg has got numbers. Bounce pass, Jamarcus inside left hand, count it, and the foul. Here come the Hornets.
Great job on defense. Pearson Young going all out for that ball. Loose ball collected by the Hornets. And a great play. Again, that transition to offense. Get another look. What a play from Jamarcus Brown.
Also the second personal foul on the big man. He's the last guy you want to get into foul trouble. Doug Smith has been phenomenal today. He's tagged 2 early fouls here before we've reached 2 minutes in the second half. That's really the Achilles heel of Lynchburg. You get so much momentum, but you just can't convert on the N1 opportunity. Sukarichi driving with his left, goes back to his right, up, under, and in. Lead back to 9. JJ underneath, draws contact once again, and one. JJ finishing strong.
And we mentioned it right after halftime, right after the break, how J.J. Henderson, he looked so great on the interior, a lot of physicality. He would take another look here, drawing the contact, just lobbing it up, finding nothing but net. A beautiful play from Henderson.
Second personal foul on Dejon Sidney as J.J. converts on the N1 opportunity. Lead back down to 6. Stewart to his left. Kicked out for Sukarichi. Driving inside, spinning back. Nice poke from JJ. Jump ball. Possession arrow with the Hornets. A lot of confusion. I believe that they started with possession. It should be Lynchburg ball. The officials are disagreeing with the scores table. Nevertheless, Pfeiffer ball. I think me and the scores table must have been incorrect. Inbound for Smith. Takes out Sidney. Nice deflection by Lynchburg's defense. DJ. JJ calling for it. Doesn't get the look. Jamarcus drives baseline. Double team comes. Rises over 2. He's got 19. Lead back down to just 4.
What a great job from Jamarcus Brown on the defensive end. Tips the ball, gets Lynchburg the possession, goes down, a little step back jumper. What a play from Brown.
Stewart, what a finish. Acrobatic in the interior. DJ. The pull-up jumper is true. Stewart, baseline, kick out in the corner. Sukarichi, air ball. Hornets want to go. Jason Easton pulling from way downtown. No good. Offensive rebound, Pearson Young. He tried to go too quick. He's frustrated, but that was an errant pass from the veteran point guard. Doug Smith backing down Brown. Pearson comes with help. Finish is no good, but the follow is up and in. Dejon Sidney gets a pair and he'll earn an extra one at the free throw line.
You're going back to the fast break of the Hornets. We'll take another look at the points scored and the and one opportunity, but it looked like Easton, I like the aggressiveness of the pull-up jumper, but when you've got 2 players coming with you with only 1 defender in front of you, you take those free 2 points.
If there's anyone that has the green light in that scenario, it's Jason Easton. The prime three-point shooter for this Lynchburg team, but in that situation, I think you're right, Ethan. You've got 3-on-1. Granted, you've got a Pfeiffer Falcon dropping to the restricted area, but that was a deep 3. And even after you get the offensive rebound, you try and force the issue and results in a turnover and ultimately a 6-point swing. DJ, top of the key. With the flashy shoes. Pulls up from 18, off the front of the rim. Rebound corralled by Sloan. A big Pfeiffer lineup in the ball game right now. DJ, what a defensive effort. Gets the seal out in front of Alphonse, the 6'6" forward. Pokes it away for the steal. Now Jamarcus goes right at Alphonse. Decelerates as he drives in and draws contact on the big fella.
DJ Ross, what an athlete, a beautiful play on defense, just getting a hand to it. collecting it and giving your team an opportunity to cut this lead down even further.
What a game it's been for Jamarcus Brown. 19 points on 9 of 13 shooting from the floor. You really feel like he's the main guy that's keeping Lynchburg in this ball game right now, Ethan.
Yeah, I completely agree, and we've harped on it a lot, the jump in progression that he's had from last year to this one. You got to imagine that he's just going to be an outstanding ball player for this club. And like you said, he is really the reason why Lynchburg is still in this. 19 points, 9 for 13 from the field, and 4 rebounds. Just an outstanding ball player this game.
19 points, a career high for Jamarcus Brown. Beats his previous spot of 18, which was set towards the beginning of last year against Dickinson. You talk about the progress he's made. He's going to only continue to add to that today, and we've still got 15 and a half to go.
Yeah, if you're Jamarcus Brown and you're the teammates around him, you're saying, pass me the rock, give me the ball. I got the hot hand. I'm getting us these fouls in the paint. I'm doing my job. Just keep feeding me the ball, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing.
Meanwhile, for Pfeiffer, it's been offense by committee today. You've got 3 Falcons in double figures, and Zucarici right on the fringe with 9.
Obviously, you want your star players to get a majority of the points like they normally do, but if you've got points spread out, it means everybody's doing their job. And like we were talking about with Jamarcus having the hot hand, for Pfeiffer, there's 4 or 5 players that have the same feeling.
Brown's first free throw attempt, no good. He's 0 for 3 today from the free throw line. Hornets trailing by 7. 0 for 4 for Brown. That's the only part of his game that you could point out and say needs improvement. Zucarici. Outside, Robinson will try a 3, no good. And the tip is up and in. Alphonse with a nice touch. Jamarcus running the floor. Jamarcus adding some more. 21. Lead back down to 7. Zucarici. Down low, Doug Smith. Double comes. Jump ball. This time it'll go with the Hornets.
We're seeing great stuff from the Hornets this second half. Pretty much flipped the script there where they ended the first half, but you got to remember, in that first half of play, Lynchburg also came out hot to start the game, went in front of the Falcons, and then Pfeiffer started to come back and trickle away from the Hornets. And so if you're Lynchburg, you got to do whatever you're doing right now consistently throughout the 20 minutes of that second half, not just the first 5 to 10.
Smith and Sloan head to the sideline for Pfeiffer. Jake Hart and Eli Thomas back in for Lynchburg. 7-point ball game. Jamarcus Brown, a floater off the front of the rim. Zucarici out and running. Zucarici lost the handle. Jamarcus Brown with another steal. Brown will look to push. Driving inside, clear the runway. Here comes Brown, a freight train.
Nobody wants to get in the way of Jamarcus Brown when he's got some steam running behind him going towards the net.
Great contest from Pearson Young. Offensive rebound to Pfeiffer. Wide open man in the corner. It's Johnson off the back of the rim. Easton records the board, drops it off for his point guard. I don't know how you keep it out of the hands of Jamarcus Brown right now. He's cooking with gasoline. Can't get that one to go. Easton with the follow. Couldn't get the basket. And now he'll head to the free throw line after the contact. Lynchburg shooting 45.5% from the line today, but Jamarcus Brown has done it all from the field. 11 for 16. He's recorded nearly half of Lynchburg's total field goals. The Hornets with 24 overall, and now the sophomore forward will head to the bench to get a little bit of a breather. Tyler Buggs will take his spot. Lynchburg back up to 50% from the line after Easton's first make. Goes 2 for 2. Derek Ross in for Jason Easton. Back down to a 3-point game. This has been a great second half for the Hornets. 8 of 13 from the field. Johnson. Good ball movement from Pfeiffer. Alphonse. Right back over to Johnson. And a blocking foul was called on Hart. Hillary Scott didn't agree with the call. Popped out of his seat immediately.
Yeah, tough play. I like the aggressiveness of both these teams. We got a little pushing and shoving going on down here. It looked like Jake Hart was just trying to make up, amends, and I got a little bit of a push from Clay Robinson.
That's a backcourt violation. Jake Hart's having some fun. Wow. Jake Hart, I mean, you got to think his spirit animal more so than a Hornet is a pest. I mean, he's like a mosquito, just always buzzing around and causing issues.
Kind of getting into the head of the opponent. We don't know if it was on purpose or not, but Jake Hart will take anything he can get.
I promise you with Jake Hart, it was on purpose. I mean, that guy, he's a pest. He's a menace. Poked out of play by Robinson. Eli Thomas will take 4 steps to the left. Into the backcourt. Tyler Buggs brings a high screen, gets the switch. This is where you want to go down low and find that mismatch. Ross taking it himself into the interior. What a finish. The fadeaway 2. Letting the crowd know. Lead back down to 1. 3-pointer rattles out. Now Jake Hart wants to push the tempo. Hart in transition has his pocket picked. Josh Johnson rips it away. Pfeiffer in the other direction. Johnson driving his way inside. An easy left-handed finish.
Great play from Johnson. You caught Hart off guard, just getting an easy steal, driving it down the other end of the court, getting a free 2.
Ross, another acrobatic move. He'll have 2 free throws coming up.
Eli Thomas, we mentioned it earlier, he's the hype man of this squad. The dynamic duo of Ross and Eli Thomas right now, it's crazy at the moment. You've got a chance to knock this lead down to 1 for Pfeiffer.
Ross played with the Hornets his freshman and sophomore season, stepped away last year, had a 1-year hiatus away from the team. When his brother came into town and those two teaming up, that's going to be a fun duo all season long. DJ obviously got the start today in the lineup, but DeAndre off the bench has been excellent. 4 points, make it 5, and only 3 minutes of action.
You got to imagine, again, this is a game where Coach Hillary Scott's going to try and mix and match some players together.
Eli Thomas called for the foul. Hillary Scott wanted to travel. Third team foul on Lynchburg. Second personal tab to Eli Thomas. Oh my goodness. The extension. It's getting chippy out there between Hart and Robinson. One-on-one crime. Alphonse right in the chest. That should be a charge. Wow, it's a block. That was one of those bang-bang plays that can go either way, but it's a big swing. Alphonse gets the bucket and a free throw attempt coming up. We'll take another look at it. Were his heels in the restricted area? They were not. I don't know about that one. Obviously, we got the luxury of watching it in slow motion on the replay. Alphonse converts on the N1 opportunity. Lead back out to 5, and Pfeiffer will call a timeout right before the media timeout. No, they will not. Just 3 substitutions, rather. Seemed like 4 substitutions. Seemed like everybody was heading to the sideline to take a breather. Nevertheless, just 4. Hart in the corner. 5-point ball game. Jamarcus Brown back to the scores table for Lynchburg. Buggs, this is where he likes it. Pick and pop. Tyler Buggs. We call him Splash Mountain. Inside for Smith. Kick out Robinson. He'll try a 3. Nails it right in the face of Hart. Beautiful response from the Falcons. Back to a 2-possession game.
A little bit of a battle going on between Hart and Robinson, like you mentioned, Joe, and hitting that 3 right in front of Jake Hart's face. Going to give him a little bit of an edge.
DeAndre Ross, a Ferrari, drive it down low. What a great outing it's been for him. 7 points in 5 minutes of action. Zucarici over for Smith. Jab step, jumper, left it short. Hart with the rebound. Ross wants to go, drops it off. Eli Thomas off the glass and in. Back to a 1-point game.
What a pass from DeAndre Ross, just to notice a wide open Eli Thomas. A great offensive play for Lynchburg.
Smith goes up and in. An and one opportunity. Smith has been relatively quiet in the second half of action. That's just his first made basket in half number 2. He's now 6 of 10 from the field with 14 points. That leads all scorers for the Falcons. Jamarcus Brown still running the show for Lynchburg as he'll check in when we come back from this media timeout. 11 for 17 for Brown with 23 total points. The next closest Hornet is 4 guys with 7. JJ, Easton, Buggs, and Ross, all with a touchdown.
Yeah, beautiful job. Ross 3 for 3 from the field, dishing a couple passes at the same time. Really, that Swiss Army knife on the field, or on the court right now for the Hornets. And players like that, again, with the amount of injuries that they've racked up before this ball game, players like that stepping up today, making it a closer ball game in this second half. Those players are huge for you.
Lynchburg has had a great spurt of offense here in the second half. 12 of 17 from the field. They've already doubled their 3-point makes from the first 20 minutes of action. But still, Pfeiffer's offense has been roaring today already with 70 points.
Yeah, 9 for 19 behind the arc. I mean, that is huge for any team to be dropping triples like it's nothing out here. A lot of them, like 7 of them, were in that first half. A little bit of assignments missed by the Lynchburg defense. They've cleaned it up in this second half, and it's really helped them bring it to a 3-point game.
Pfeiffer has led by as many as a dozen. That was back at the 19-minute mark to open the half. Lynchburg hasn't led since it was 25-23 with 7:40 to go in the first. Smith, 1 shot on the and 1. An excellent free throw push shooter. Converts at an 85% rate. Brings the Falcons' advantage back out to 4. DeAndre Ross working with Buggs. It's the switch. Step back jumper. Doesn't like it. Buggs guarded by Zucarici. Just wants to get it up. An unforced error. 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock, but he felt the urgency. Now down low for Smith. Long triple from Sloan. Off the front of the rim. Ross wants to push. Ross weaving his way through traffic. It's rejected at the mountaintop, but out of bounds. Lynchburg maintains possession. Ball rolls all the way back to the cheerleaders. They don't want any part of this.
It's hard to get a layup going when you're 6'1" and DeAndre Ross, and you're going up against 6'8" Doug Smith with that wingspan to add on top of it.
Pearson Young in for DeAndre Ross.
Ball kicked away by Robinson on the inbound. I'll try it once more. In the corner, Easton. No good. Buggs the offensive rebound. Buggs through contact and one. Tyler Buggs.
Lynchburg's been doing great, drawing the fouls on the shooting opportunities. Buggs, one of the most physical players on this squad, and he's getting hype after that shot. Let's take a look at it again. Beautiful.
Back to a one-point ball game. That was Sidney's third personal foul. Lynchburg breaking out the 1-3-1 zone. Zucarici looking for help. Zucarici right back in the corner. No good. Loose ball foul called on Pfeiffer. Is this going to go against Smith or Sidney? Both of them involved in the mix. And it goes against Sidney. He's now up to 4 personal fouls.
Pfeiffer 1 for 7 in their last 7 shots behind the arc. And you got to imagine that's a big reason why Lynchburg, they're trickling back now, only down by 1, and you've got a chance to tie it up here with a free throw for Buggs.
1-1, they could potentially take the lead here. Buggs just converted on his only free throw attempt today. Got the shooter's touch. Just our second tie of the day. Left it short. Buggs up to double figures with 11 points. Lynchburg back in that zone defense. Robinson over for Sloan. Inside Smith. Back out Robinson. Left it short. Offensive rebound. Fouled his shot. Sloan over for Smith. Back iron. Last touch by Lynchburg. Pfeiffer ball, 12 ticks on the shot clock. No, they'll reset it to 20. Smith guarded by Brown at the elbow. Sloan pull-up jumper at the stripe, no good. Pearson Young, the team's leading rebounder, brings it in. He's up to 8 boards tonight. His season average at 6'3" is 7.5. He was one of the top rebounding guards in the conference a season ago. Brown hollering for it. Foul called on Robinson. It'll be 1-1 for Jamarcus. If you're Pfeiffer, you can live with that foul.
Yeah, I completely agree. Jamarcus Brown, with how well he's been doing this game, he's just at 23 points with 8.5 minutes remaining. He's looking to do a ton of damage going on the end of this ball game.
But not a particularly strong free throw shooter. He's 0 for 4 today from the line. A little shout out, if Jamarcus Brown's grandmother is listening, we're happy to have you back. If you're unaware, last year when we were on YouTube, Jamarcus's grandmother was one of our most active members in the chat, always letting us know that she was tuning in. Pfeiffer, Robinson, triple, book it. Falcons back out in front.
And if Pfeiffer gets that triple going, they're going to start getting hot, and they might start extending away from Lynchburg.
Jamarcus Brown working on Smith. Spins to his right. Doesn't get the whistle. Here come the Pfeiffer Falcons. Sloan out and running. The finger roll is good. Easton tabbed with a foul. Here come the Pfeiffer Falcons. Right when Lynchburg gets a run, Pfeiffer has an answer. 76-71, a free throw waiting for the Falcons when we come back.
Lynchburg. Hart in the corner. Pearson Young lets it go. Can't convert. Doug Smith with the board. Robinson running and gunning. Zucarici, a triple. Back of the rim. 9th rebound of the day for Pearson Young. Pfeiffer last year, a tournament bid after a USA South title, but faced the Maroons in postseason play and went home after the first round. Pearson Young through contact right into the chest of his defender Robinson. Up and in, 73-77. Lynchburg back to that 1-3-1 zone. Sloan on the near side. Push shot, no good. Brown the rebound. Hard across the timeline. Pearson Young drives baseline, met by Smith, drops it off Jamarcus Brown, goes up and in. Back to a 2-point game. And this gym's starting to get a little bit of energy. Sloan, back for Robinson. Pfeiffer having a little bit of trouble with this 1-3-1 zone. Zucarici, too strong. And the men's lacrosse team letting him here. Pearson Young looking for Brown, who's already got 25 tonight. Back out Pearson Young from 3. Yes! Lynchburg leads for the first time since 25-23. Under 6 minutes to go. Robinson over for Zucarici. Driving baseline over Eli Thomas, gets the roll. And a timeout taken by Pfeiffer. 79-78. Lynchburg storming back into this ball game. 5.5 left to go. Our hands, 78. 7. Jamarcus Brown has had a career day with 25 points. DeAndre Ross going right to the rim. He's up to 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting in only 5 minutes of play. Back out Robinson, pump fake Zucarici in the corner. guarded by Brown. Lynchburg staying with a 1-3-1 zone. Sloan from deep. Sloan no good. Rebound, loose ball, grabbed by Mr. Windex, Eli Thomas. 80-79. Hornets a chance to extend their lead here. Ross near side wing takes a screen from Brown. Gets the switch. Brown. Backing down Sukarichi with the right hand. Kisses it off the glass for two. And a timeout taken by the Lynchburg Hornets. They've trailed by as many as 12. But Jamarcus Brown with 27 points has helped Lynchburg jump out in front by 3.
You can easily say that this is Jamarcus's best game that he's played in his career. I mean, an outstanding athlete, and you've got DeAndre Ross right behind him, who, again, is having a fantastic game, and he is just finding every sort of bits and nooks and crannies that he can go through and just find any way to either score points on himself or dish it off to somebody else.
In the second half, Lynchburg shooting 64% while holding the Falcons to 43% from the field. What a day it's been for DeAndre Ross off the bench. 9 points for this Lynchburg team in just 6 minutes of play. That kind of efficiency is not something you're going to see every day.
Yeah, and this is the type of game where he's proven himself. He's proven to Coach Hillary Scott that he's a ball player, and he's going to do whatever he can to make sure this team wins, whether that's in the starting lineup or off the bench like today. He is a player, and he's here to make an impact.
We mentioned he had a year hiatus a season ago. If you go back 2 years ago as we get a steal, Eli Thomas, coast to coast, gets the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. But DeAndre Ross 2 seasons ago averaged 7.5 points per game, while also adding a rebound and a half and an assist a half as well. But he has found a newfound energy playing back in Turner Gymnasium.
Well, that fast break started with DeAndre S. I mean, he got up and he was able to tip that pass away. Eli Thomas earning himself some free throws.
Eli Thomas at the line. First one is up and in. A season ago, he was a 64.5% free throw shooter. We'll keep it here during the timeout. Lynchburg's largest lead of the day was 7, back at 17-10. They have just stormed back into this ball game, and the defensive energy has really been the difference maker, forcing difficult shots for the Falcons, where they went from 60% from the field in the first 20 minutes to now 43% in the second half.
Yeah, again, harping on the three-point shooting, they had 7 three-pointers made in that first half, and a lot of it was because of missed assignments. Players were left wide open in the corner. They've cleaned it up this second half. Everything looks so much better for the Hornets. They look more confident shooting the ball, playing defense, and Jamarcus Brown, again, can't say enough about this kid. I mean, the athleticism, he is such a leader on this team, and he's just a sophomore, Joe.
And that was something that we talked about in the first half, right as we went to the intermission. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And when you go 7 of 13 from deep, obviously you're going to have a whole lot of energy on your offensive side of the field when you're stroking it like that. But then you come back in the second half, 3 of 12. You feel like this 1-3-1 zone for Lynchburg has really created a whole lot of confusion for Pfeiffer and forced some bad three-point attempts.
Yeah, when you have the hot hand and you're shooting the 3 like they did in that first half, they're going to want to keep going at it. If you're hot, you're hot. Keep down this half, and it's given Lynchburg a lot of opportunities to diminish that lead down that Pfeiffer had, and now they've regained the lead, a 4-point lead, and now they've got a chance to make it 5 with Eli Thomas' second free throw.
Eli Thomas, 4 points, 4 rebounds tonight. Second free throw is good. 3 of 4 today from the charity stripe. Stewart will bring it up the floor for the Falcons. Harassed by DeAndre Ross. On him like bark on a tree. Sloan down low for Smith. Double team comes. Flips it off for Sidney. Sidney goes up right in the face of Brown, but the 6'6" high jumper with a great contest Forces the miss, but possession stays with the Falcons.
Yeah, just a little joust on that rebound. Both teams trying to take control.
Sidney goes underneath. And a foul on Jamarcus Brown as Smith converts through contact. 81-84. It's been a great day for the big fella. 17 points.
Got the women's volleyball team here cheering on Lynchburg basketball.
Everybody's starting to make some noise. Get the shooter's roll. 82-84. Last year's bout between these two teams was a defensive battle. 63-66. This one's been all offense. Pearson Young, guarded by the two-time USA South Defender of the Year. DeAndre Ross crosses up Sidney, attacks the rim, and throws it down. Double figures for DeAndre. Stewart for Sukariki. Back out to Stewart. Sloan on the near side wing. Sloan drives, drops. Blocked by Brown. Tangled up and a foul called on the Hornets. This one goes against Jake Hart. They'll say 2 shots. Smith is 4 for 4 from the line today. Shooting at an 85% clip from the charity stripe. Now you've got this entire Lynchburg men's lacrosse team on their feet making noise. First free throw's good. Smith with a 20-piece. The Hornets leading by 2, 3:07 remaining. We'll step aside momentarily. Final minutes of action coming your way on FloSports. Back in with court. 80. The game finishes up. Right now, all eyes on men's hoops. 2 heavyweights. DeAndre Ross on the free throw line, no good. Eli Thomas cleans up the offensive glass. Can't get the follow. Great contest by Smith. Here come the Falcons. Sukariki. Out for Robinson. Straightaway 3. No good. Jake Hart, offensive, defensive rebound. Out for DeAndre Ross. Cutting Eli Thomas. Rejected by the rim. It was free points on the doorstep. Smith backing down Thomas. Couldn't get the bucket, but he'll head back to the line. That feels like a 4-point swing.
And I understand the want for that highlight reel play, especially if you're Eli Thomas. Everybody knows who he is in this stadium or in this arena, but you got to take the 2 free points, just lay it up in there and extend that lead to 4, because now there's an opportunity for a tie ball game after these 2 free throws.
First free throw is up and in. 7 for 7 from the line today for Smith. He's done a great job of earning trips inside to the free throw line. DeAndre Ross heads to the sideline. Jason Easton will take his place. Lynchburg looking for a little bit more perimeter shooting and size with the senior. What a game this has been. Tied up 86-86. 2:22 to go. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. Easton thought about a 3. Pulls it back. Pearson Young now from the top of the arc. Step back triple. Pearson Young, no good. Zucarici with the rebound. He'll bring it across the timeline. Pearson Young guarding Smith. And called for the foul. Oh no, this one must have been away from the ball. No, yes, Pearson Young. Foul on Young, that'll be 2 free throws for Smith. That's just miscommunication between him and Jamarcus Brown. Those 2 were trying to switch, just couldn't find the right time to do so. And you gotta feel like these are 2 freebies for Smith. One of the best shooters on the team from the free throw line. Arguably in the entire conference of the USA South.
9 for 9 at the free throw stripe. Looking to go 10 for 10 and give Pfeiffer back a 2-point lead.
Both teams have made one of their last 5 field goal attempts. He missed it. Has a lead. Gets the roll. Hornets back out in front by 1. Robinson wants to go. Over for Sukariki. Robinson in the corner for Stewart. A 3. Air ball. And a loose ball foul called on. Called on Pfeiffer. And Jamarcus Brown getting the crowd involved. I mean, it took forever for them to figure out who that one was on.
And there was some congestion, and I agree with the call. Again, we didn't know who it was on, but Lynchburg an opportunity to extend their lead. Pearson Young showing how great of a veteran he is, taking control of that last possession. Now Giannis at the line.
It will go against Doug Smith. That's his 3rd personal. Both teams in the double bonus rest of the way. 2 shots for Thomas, who's 3 of 4 from the charity stripe today. Book it. (89-87), Lynchburg leads. Off the back of the rim. Too strong. We stay at a 2-point ball game. 80 seconds to go. Stewart inside, over the outreach arm of Jamarcus Brown. Tied up once again at 89. Every possession feels so valuable at this stage of the game. Easton looking for help. Jake Hart for Jamarcus with 27 tonight. Looking for Eli Thomas. Ball poked free. A chance in transition. Gets it through. 91-89, Pfeiffer in front. Timeout, Falcons.
Just a really great defensive Pfeiffer Falcons on that Lynchburg possession. Nobody was open. They saw the mismatch with Jamarcus Brown underneath the paint, but it was a really great job by Doug Smith. Kind of kept him in the corner of his eye. Knew he wanted to go towards the paint, but all around, great defense from the Falcons there.
And now it comes a whole lot of slate of decisions for Hillary Scott and company. Do you go for the 2-for-1 and try and get a quick one so you can hold on to possession last? Do you go for the 2 and tie it up, or do you go for the 3 and try and take the lead?
I think the smart play is to go for a quick 2, because again, you have a great fight for offense. You scored 91. They're a fantastic offensive team, aggressive underneath the rim, a lot of height that they can go to. So I think you take this quick 2, tie it up, hopefully barring you make the shot or the layup, and you give yourself a little bit of leeway so that Pfeiffer has to give you the ball back even if they score or don't score.
If Lynchburg doesn't come away with this one, it's going to be tough, once again, not to circle the free throw factor. That was a big thing a season ago, and when you're in tight contests like this, where it's a 2-point ball game, you've had 23 chances at the free throw line, you've only made 13. Meanwhile, you've got Pfeiffer that's 13 of 16 from the free throw line.
There are a lot of things you can go back to. Obviously, not blame. There's no need to blame a certain person, but you go back to the Eli Thomas layup where he went for the dunk, could have gone for a free 2. You got the Jason Easton pull-up 3 where he missed it, had a wide open Pearson. And then again, like you mentioned, Joe, the missed free throw attempts from Jamarcus Brown. He's on the line a lot. Things you could point out that helps him out in this moment, but a lot of better things to even say Lynchburg back into this game.
This is the biggest possession Lynchburg has had all season. Trailing, 35 seconds to play. DeAndre lost the handle. It's been a phenomenal Lynchburg. You got to foul. You need to foul quick. Looking for the steal. Now they'll finally foul. They send Josh Robinson, or no, pardon me, that's Clay Robinson, to the free throw line. He'll have 2 shots. Clay Robinson has not taken a free throw attempt today. That's the first. He shoots 50% from the line this season. Granted, he's only had 2 attempts. Four-point advantage. 2-possession game. You need a bucket, and you need one quick. DeAndre tries a 3 off the mark. Offensive rebound. Pearson gives it up. Jason Easton, his 3, no good. And Pfeiffer now will just wind the clock down and walk away with a narrow victory. It was a great battle for Lynchburg. He scored 52 points in the second half, but just not enough gas in the tank.
Heartbreaker, a really close matchup. You really got to give it up to Pfeiffer for staying in it, staying true to themselves. Doug Smith, what an outstanding game. I mean, the game wouldn't have been as close or as far ahead for Pfeiffer if it wasn't for him knocking down 9 of 10 free throws.
Marcus Brown had a career day, 27 points. Beats his career high by 9. Both free throws good. Quick pull-up 3. Off the back of the rim, and that's how we win the contest. Pfeiffer with a 5-point win, 89-94. A tough one to swallow for Lynchburg that you felt like you had in the 5 minutes. Once again, it really was a heavyweight battle between 2 Titans. This was a Pfeiffer team that could very well repeat as USA South champions. Nevertheless, Lynchburg takes their 2nd loss of the season. They fall for advances to 3-1. They've got the Elder Friedman Holiday Classic on deck, where they'll play 2 ODAC schools with Colorado College, Hampton-Sydney, and Guilford. Meanwhile, Lynchburg stays at home. Their next contest against this Saturday at 4 p.m. We appreciate you sticking with us all the way through on LHSN and FloSports. If you're a Hornet fan, stick around. Women's volleyball, ODAC semifinal coming up on deck later tonight. I've been Joe Brennan alongside Ethan Morotsky. A big thank you to our whole production crew on LHSN. Till next time, thank you so much and have a good one.